Hey guys, this is Heroic Flamingo and welcome to episode 1 of my Guild Wars 2 personal story walkthrough. In this episode I'm going to be looking at character creation and watching the personal story intro for my character. In episode 2 I'll start the actual personal story, so if you don't want to go through character creation then just skip on to the second episode. So when you go to create your character, the first choice you need to make is which race do you want to play as. There are 5 playable races in Guild Wars 2. These are the Char, Humans, Norn, Azura and Silvari. Whichever race you choose won't affect how powerful your character is. It's more of an aesthetic choice, so perhaps have a look online to see which one you like the sound of best and which one you like the look of when making your choice. But all 5 of these races can play as all 9 of the professions or classes in this game, so it won't restrict you at all. So to be honest, pick whichever one you feel most comfortable with. For this video I'm going to go with the Norn. The Norn are a race of towering hunters, experienced a great defeat when the Ice Dragon drove them from their glacial homeland. Obviously you can read into that a little bit more and you can have a look to read some of the background on the Norn. Next up you have to choose whether you want male or female. I'm going to go with male, because that's what I am, but obviously you can do whatever you want on that. So this is the most important choice you're going to make on this character creation. This is selecting your profession, also known as your class in most other similar role-playing games. So there are 9 professions to choose from. The top 3 here, Warrior, Guardian and Revenant. These are all heavy armor professions. Then these 3, the Ranger, the Thief and the Engineer. These are all medium armor professions. And then these last 3 here, the Necromancer, the Elementalist and the Mesmer, are all the light armor professions. The game initially started with 8 professions and the Revenant was added later in Heart of Thorns, so if you haven't got the Revenant that's probably because you don't have the expansion, but you still have 8 to choose from. So for this walkthrough I'm going to go with the Necromancer. The Necromancer is a light armor profession which uses blood magic and death magic to summon minions and siphon enemies' health and stuff like that. It's similar to the Necromancer in other games, or also known as a Warlock and various other classes like that. So it's one that you'll probably be relatively familiar with. Okay, so this is when we can customize the appearance of our character. So there's a couple options here, I'll quickly show you. To zoom in and out, to hide and show armor, this is when you can see your body markings and stuff like that, and also to toggle the lighting to dark and light. Okay, so straight up, I'm going to hide the armor so I can see the changes I make to the body. So first thing, how tall do you want your character to be? Norns are generally very tall, but as this is a light armor spellcaster character, I want a shorter character, so I'm going to put him right down there. Okay, next up, the physique. This changes like the build of your character. As you can see, there's some massive ones and some smaller ones. I'm going to go with the skinnier one, just to match my light armor profession. And down here, you can choose your skin colour. I think for this character, I'm going to go with a dark-skinned character, and I'm going to go as dark as I can, so that one, dark 5, but obviously you can choose whatever you want here, customise the look of your character. So next up you choose the tattoos. So these options might be slightly different depending on what race you've chosen. So for example, if you've chosen a Char, you'll be able to customise sort of your fur pattern and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So whatever you've gone with, it might have slightly different options here, but you'll be able to change that. So I'm going to go with green, as that's the colour of the Necromancer. And let's have a look at some of the options. Obviously if it's hidden under your armour you won't see it that often anyway, but it's still quite nice to have the choice. I think I'm going to go with this one. I like the look of this one with the handprint, so I'm going to go with that. And next up we've got some head options, so this is to change your face and hair and all that. So first I'm choosing the face. I want to go for a relatively mean looking face, as I'm a necromancer. Not that one, so maybe somewhere that one or that one. I think I'll go with this one. Okay, once again it's changing, giving you an option for skin colour there if you wanted to change that. Okay, hairstyles. So you can go through all the hairstyles here, choose your hair colour here, and then if your hair has got like a band or something like that, then you can choose the accessory colour to change that as well. So I'm going to go with dark hair, if there is an accessory. Let's have a look with the green accessories. Okay. So we've got some longer ones, some more extravagant ones. Okay, and obviously there's always check if there's a side arrow there to have a look if there's a few more options. I think I'm going to go with this long hair here. That suits my character. Yeah, like I said, with the dark hair and the green accessories. So facial hair. Obviously we can go for the clean shaven look, but I want some sort of beard. That one's quite good actually. Good options there. So there's some more to the side. What the bloody hell is that? Okay, interesting choices there. Yeah, I quite like this option, so I'm going to go with this for my facial hair. Next up, face details. This is where you can go into a little bit more in-depth customization on the size of the nose, mouth, chin, jaw and eyes and stuff like that. So I'm not too worried about that, but obviously right here you get your eye colour. So I'm going to set that to green to match my other stuff as a necromancer. But I'm not too worried about all of these detailed ones here. I'll just leave them in the middle. But obviously if you wanted to do a little bit more customization on the face of your character, then that's where you'd do that. So the last option here is armor dyes. So this is your first little intro into the dye system in Guild Wars 2. I've got a separate video in my beginner's guide about the dye system, so if you want a little bit more information, go there. But effectively you're able to dye your armor in multiple different colours, and when you get to the game you'll be able to unlock loads and loads more colours than this, so this is just like a little basic intro. So I'm liking the green. I think I'll just go with 2 ebonies and a green there. As you can see, I can change that, change the trim, character there, 2 ebonies and a green. Make the green a little, not quite, just a little bit more subtle, so it's sort of like grey colour with a green trim. But obviously you can spend as much or as little time as you want customising this. It will just customise what you look to start with your armour, but obviously as you get new armour it will change, but also you can change the dyes on your current armour and it won't cost you a thing, and you can do that at any time. So don't worry, your decisions here, it's not going to be permanent. So this is when we start making a couple of choices which are going to affect the start of our personal story and create a personality for our character. So your first choice here, bearing in mind these will be specific to your profession and to your race, so you'll probably get different options to me, but that's fair enough. So it says, a necromancer's closest companion is death. In acknowledgement of this, I mark my face with the symbol of a trickster demon, skull, or ghostly wraith. See, this affects the look of your head armour at the start, and there's a little bit more detail down the bottom if you want to read it. But I'm just going to go with which one I like the look of the most, and I like the look of the skull, so I'm going to go with that. Okay, so this is a little bit more about the personality of your character. It says, trouble may follow me, but I use my something to overcome it. So those 3 options are charm, dignity, or ferocity. There's a little bit more info there, but this will affect the personality of your character, and obviously when you're going through the game and you have some choices, you'll have some choices to choose between charm, dignity and ferocity responses. I think dignity suits my character most, so I'm going to go with that. Okay, it says my most important quality is that I have the necessary Use strength to defeat ancient foes, cunning to protect the spirits, or intuition to guard the mists. I'm going to go with cunning to protect the spirits. I think that fits my character. So these choices we're making at the moment are based on your race and will affect some of the starting missions of your personal story. So it says, at a recent celebratory moot held in Holbrack, I blacked out, got in a fight, or lost an heirloom. So I'm going to go with got in a fight. Okay, this option. When I was still a kid, I had a vision. A spirit of the wild spoke to me and offered its guardianship. That spirit was bear, snow leopard, wolf, or raven. As you can see, it gives a little bit more detail down there. Go whichever one you feel is best for your character. I'm going to go with wolf. Okay, so here it's going to give me a little synopsis of the story I've chosen to start my character, and there at the bottom you can sign what you want your character's name to be. So let's just read through the options I've chosen and how it's presenting it here. Though trouble may follow me, I overcome it with dignity. Wolf, my spirit guide, teaches that there's a time for violence and a time for peace. I rely on cunning to protect myself and my allies, and yet I know failure. I challenged my lifelong rival to fight at a moot, and in my overconfidence, I lost. I look forward to the day when I can even the score. A necromancer's closest companion is death. In acknowledgement of this, I mark my face with the symbol of a skull. This is my story. Signed, whatever you want your character's name to be. So, just before I do this, a couple of things down here. So, this name, you can use up to 19 characters in the name, so bear that in mind. And you can put spaces in the name, and that counts as a character. So you don't have to have a one-word name, you can have a couple of words. Okay, so it can't exceed 19 characters. You can only use English letters. There must be a minimum of 3 characters. So once these are all ticked here, then you're good to go. Unless if the character name is taken, then you won't be able to use it. But obviously, with the space and everything like that, there's a lot to choose from. So hopefully you can choose a name that isn't already taken. So all of my characters are something flamingo, and the first word is always related to the profession. Like for example, I have my mesmer is called elusive flamingo, and my elementalist is elemental flamingo. So for the necromancer, I'm going to go with deathly flamingo. Hopefully won't be taken, and that'll be fine. So that's signed it off there. So what I'll do now is I will leave you guys to watch the opening cutscene to the personal story, and then we'll move on to the second episode. And in the second episode, I will start going through the actual personal story by doing the first mission. So thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe to be kept up to date. I've also got a beginner's guide for 2020 that I'm doing for Guild Wars 2 as well. If you have any particular things that you're not sure about and you've just started playing or you've recently returned, so you check that out as well. I'll be bringing out plenty more content, including following episodes in this personal story walkthrough. So thank you very much, and enjoy watching this intro. Thank you.
I am Norn, hunter of the wild, born of the free and rugged Shiver Peak Mountains. In the far north, my people fought our greatest enemy, Jorman, a dragon of frost and snow. The dragon broke our pride, but it did not break our spirit. In our last hour, we heard the voices of 4 of the spirits of the wild: Bear, Raven, Snow Leopard, Wolf. They called us south, away from certain annihilation. We founded the Great Lodge of Holbrack and claimed new hunting grounds. Some say we should not fight Jorman. I say the greatest risk is to wager nothing at all. One day a hero will lead us home, and we will break the dragon's icy grip. I weave the skein of wisdom. My cunning confounds lesser foes. my ancestors before me, I seek glory. One day, I will take my place among the heroes of the Norn. The spirits of the wild have given me the gifts of trickery and cleverness. I challenge the skill of my enemy. I am the predator. They are the prey. I am still untested, but already, my deeds have earned me friendship and great respect. Each year, a great hunt is called in Holbreck. Only the best among us are invited to participate. I'll prove my worth with guile, collecting trophies to show my prowess. Then, I will drink and boast of my victories. I accept this challenge. I relish it. Come, danger. Come, adventure. In the lodges and halls of my people, my cunning will be remembered through the ages. This is my story.